How's everybody doing, man? This one's gonna take you on a voyage. This one's getting off the beaten path, but it's kind of the origin of some things and some things that need corrected. We're just gonna say, and I'm gonna get on kind of a history lesson for you about goats, people. why goats are in certain demographics and why they're so important to certain cultures. Because ultimately, people, we're gonna start goddamn goat farming in America. Goats are the way, people. Goats are the goddamn way. I'm here to let you know. But first, I want to talk about vaccines, and this is some shit that's really gonna fuck people up. Inky was driving the UFO that crashed at Roswell. Hand to God. And a lot of people, and that's imperative, the CIA kept Inky under lock and key. He was around for about 20 years, truth be told, people. And the CIA actually treated Inky very well. I've talked to him about it, and I've confirmed I talked to the CIA about it too. And a lot of people, when we talk about vaccines, people, vaccines actually work, okay? The problem with vaccines is under Rockefeller, the Rockefeller Foundation, they came up with a thing. They wanted a submissive population, a subservient and submissive population. So they derived a vaccine that they engineered one. They used all kinds of shit. They got mercury fulminate in there. They got formaldehyde in there. They got fluoride in some of them. And they're to give people lobotomies, people. That's what's in your vaccines. Now, do the principle of vaccines work? Absolutely 100% they do, people. That's not bullshit. They actually work. But a lot of people, they always talk about the aborted embryonic kidney cells that came from a singular melanated donor. That whole story, that backstory is kind of bullshit. It's partially true, but it's partially not. Inky is related to everybody, just like I'm related to everybody. And ultimately, what they did was they took the blood from Inky, and that's what they called the embryonic kidney cells, people. It was the blood from Inky, because Inky has a gene that matches everybody. Now, I have a gene, it's 3453C, which is the immortal gene, and it matches everybody. It won't make you immortal, people, if you put it in you. But the reason is it can integrate into anybody's, essentially anybody's genetic sequence, and it'll work with their blood. And so, we are going to rework vaccines, people. We're going to get all the bullshit out of them, and we're just going to have you know what I'm saying? We're going to have the correct shit in there, minus all the fuckery, because all of it's in there just solely to hurt people. The majority of it. We're going to remove all the toxic and biohazardous chemicals from vaccine under the House of David. We're done with that shit. And the reason I start with this is because the vaccines are largely causing all kinds of issues, but amongst them are autism. I have a child that was affected by vaccines. My oldest was. There's many people in my field that have had children that have been affected by vaccines. And again, it's the fuckery that's in them. It's the toxic chemicals and the biohazardous waste that's in them that is causing this issue. But with it, when you're vaccinating children when they're first born, what's happening is, their neural networks and things haven't even formed, people. Their nervous systems aren't even developed. And so you're creating a whole host of issues involved in them. Amongst them are stomach problems. That's just the bare minimum, the stomach issues, though. And so with that, the reason I'm talking about this is because those children oftentimes can't consume normal Enfamil. They can't drink fucking milk. They can't eat peanuts. They can't eat shellfish. People who have autism have a whole host of fucking issues of things that they can't eat. Hence why we have things like EpiPens, people. And so, ultimately, where I'm going with this is anybody that's a Canaanite, anybody that's a goddamn Israelite, anybody that's a Moor, you're lactose intolerant. And the reason I'm going here, people, is because that's why goats were always important to the Jewish people, to the Israelites, to the Canaanites, And to the Moors, because they're lactose intolerant, they can't digest the protein that's found. Everybody that's black will tell you, man, when I eat ice cream or I eat milk, I'm fucked up. I'm the same way. I can't eat milk. I can't just drink milk. But I can drink goat milk. I can eat feta cheese without a problem. And every Canaanite, every Israelite, every Jew, every Moor, many of you might not have had goat milk, but specifically your Israelites, which we're going to say are the Native Americans. We'll say Native Americans are Israelites. There's other groups there, but it's well known. The mother of my two oldest children, she grew up in Sisseton, South Dakota, and Webster, North Dakota, right there on the right off the edge of the reservation. And she's Sioux and Blackfoot. She was raised on goat milk. She couldn't even consume human milk. She couldn't even drink, you know what I'm saying? She couldn't drink regular milk. She couldn't even consume human milk. They raised their children. A lot of Native Americans are raised on goat milk. Same with the Canaanites. They're raised on goat milk. So again, we got all this synthetic shit, people. We need goddamn real goat milk. We need real infant milk produced with real goat milk. We need real goats to fucking eat. And so we're going to terraform the Southwest. And so goats eat anything. So we're going to start by seeding it with grass. That's the easiest thing to get growing. And then we're going to turn a bunch of goats loose on the grazing land. And the goats are going to fertilize it over time. And we're going to slowly increase the area. But with this, we get the goat milk because every demographic fucking, like, you don't understand. What I'll call the Caucasians and Anglo-Saxons, they don't have this issue. They don't have this issue, but unbeknownst to them, like everybody else does have this issue. Everybody on the planet has this issue. Everybody likes goat milk. That's why when you go to all the Muslim countries, they all have goats. When you go to Africa, they largely have goats. Northern Africa specifically, they largely have goats because they drink the milk. They use everything. They make the feta cheese with it. Greece, Italy, Spain, they're all tied. And so that's why we're going to unleash goats. That's what we're going to do, people. We're going to unleash goats. And we're going to start eating goats. And we're going to start drinking goat milk. And it is going to work out just fine, people. Ultimately, though, we're having more and more of our population is being affected by stomach issues where they cannot consume milk. And again, it's because we're becoming more and more mixed, people. And so as these genetic lines get crossed, you're having more and more people that just simply, they can't drink milk. Like not dairy milk in the same fashion. I'm here to tell you, they can't. Now with this, I meant to tie this together better, but I want to talk about, when you talk about the Canaanites, which are the blood drinkers, this actual practice it's permeated cultures over the years. And with that, when you tie it all together, for instance, when you go to Italy and you go to Spain, they're mixed blood people. They've got a whole bunch of shit over the years. But with them, they still have a bloodletting. You still see it in Italy. You still see it in Spain. There's parts of Greece that still practice it. But it's your matadors. When they have the bulls and they stab the bulls and they let the bulls are consumed afterwards. They're bloodletting. When you go to northern Africa, and all of this stems from Greece, from the Canaanites that were in Greece. And there was about 5,000 of them that went on to populate kind of your Palestine and your land, where now it's today Israel. But with that, to this day, your tribes in northern Africa, there's many of them that they worship they damn near worship bulls and cattle, and they literally let their blood and they consume the blood. All of this stems from the Canaanite practices, people. You have Ethiopia, Nigeria, there's all kinds of groups in northern Africa that still consume the blood of cows. They don't kill the cattle, they actually consume it because they live in such inhospitable conditions in some of the areas that it's actually where they're getting their minerals and things from. And it's the same reason what the Canaanites were cursed, why they have to consume it, because they literally, all of them have anemia, people. The closer you are to the root, your fallen angels and things like that, and a lot of your Elohim, they actually have anemia, people. They're iron deficient. What is it that's in blood? It's iron. Now, over time, their blood became, we tried to change their blood base, and we changed it to copper, which that only made them crave the damn iron more, so they ended up consuming more blood. That one was, we made a mistake there. I'm not going to lie to you, we made a mistake. But my point is, goats and fucking cattle have emerged for that whole area. That whole area, largely your northern Africa, they're eating goats. Your Muslims love to eat goats. They also drink the milk because they're lactose intolerant. Your damn Canaanite Jews in Israel, they're all fucking lactose intolerant. Everybody's lactose intolerant, and the only thing they can fucking consume is goat milk. But nobody here in America is really aware of it. And so we are going to bring back goats because I love eating goat. Period, point blank. Goddamn Messiah, we love feta cheese. We love eating goddamn goat. I'm just here to let you know. So we're going to turn the whole goddamn Southwest. When we're terraforming it, we're just going to turn the goddamn goats loose. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Everybody's going to be like, why didn't we turn loose 10,000 goats years ago? You know what I'm saying? So with that, peace and blessings be upon your homes.